Welcome to the Finding Joy in the Journey podcast. This is Sheridan Ripley. I'm a teacher, a life coach, an author of 6 books, and I am so excited to be with you here today to share a tip or a tool to help you find more joy in your journey. Today, I want to talk about feelings and how to feel them and why we have to feel them. And which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the thoughts or the feelings that come first? So let's start with that because I love life coaching. And one of the life coaches that I follow a lot think it's circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result, CTFAR. And I think often the thoughts do come before the feeling. However, I think, especially if there's trauma involved, or especially if it's just a really conditioned tendency, you've experienced this thing over and over and over and over and over again, like me cooking, and I had a belief or a thought I have to do everything myself, and then I feel lonely. I think I had that thought and feeling combo so many times that I could start cooking and instantly feel lonely. I don't know that I had the thought first. I think it just popped into my body, lonely, because it was a conditioned tendency. It had happened so many times. In some ways, it doesn't matter what comes first, if it's the thought or the feeling. Doesn't matter. They do tend to be connected. I will say that. So let's talk about feelings today. And there are so many feelings. There's feeling wheels. I have a really simplified feeling wheel that's great for kids or even adults that are just learning how to be aware of their feelings, because not all of us are aware of what we're feeling. And so it can be helpful to have a feeling wheel to access to learn how to name our feelings. However, sometimes I'll just say, I'm having a lot of thoughts and feelings about XYZ, this situation, or whatever, fill in the blank. Just being aware of that you're having a lot of thoughts and feelings about something can be enough awareness to then shift into something new, especially with practice. Everything gets easier with practice. We can have feelings in a few different ways. Emotionally, we can feel a feeling. I can feel sad, and maybe I feel that feeling of wanting to cry. I can also feel a feeling in my body, which I think is that like wanting to cry feeling. It would be that sadness, frustration. I can have the emotion of frustration, that feeling. And when I feel frustrated, I actually feel it in my body. I feel my neck and shoulders tightening. And that's actually one of the ways I started to be aware of when I was actually having feelings, was noticing it in my body first, because I wasn't good at being aware I was having feelings or naming them. But what I could be aware of more easily was, oh, whenever I go to do the dishes, or whenever I go to cook, or whenever I XYZ, I feel tense in my shoulders. And then I could pause and say, oh, what emotion am I feeling along with this? And I'd look at my feeling wheel and then I would name the emotion. And that really helped me to be able to put 2 and 2 together. Your body is so smart. Your body actually holds a lot of answers. And so you can be aware of what's going on in your body, and that can help you be aware of what's going on with your emotions. Also, our body can hold and store emotions and feelings, not intentionally. Like that's not something consciously we do. There's a really not easy to read book called The Body Keeps the Score, but it talks about this. You can have emotions stuck, quote unquote, stuck in your body in certain places. And it's just fascinating how that can happen. So I'm not going to dive totally into that today. I could another time if you want. Feel free to request that podcast episode and I'll do that. However, let's delve a little bit more into feelings, emotions, and how to be aware of them and how to manage them or feel them, really, because I don't know that we need to manage them. We want to. However, sometimes we just need to feel it. Sometimes just acknowledging what you're feeling is enough to let it flow through you rather than ignoring it or trying to push it down. When we have a feeling and we just try and push it down, it's like a big blow up ball in a pool and you're trying to push it down. Eventually, when you let go, it will pop up. It might be years later or a week later when suddenly it pops up, but it's still there. And if we can just allow ourselves to feel it, accept it without judgment, know that we're human, so of course we feel feelings, then that will allow us to process it much more easily. And it's just smoother. Trust me. It took me years to figure that out. However, it's okay to feel things. It's not scary or dangerous to feel a feeling. It feels that way at first if you're not used to it. And as you practice, it gets easier. A feeling is really just a vibration in your body. So let's use sad. When you feel sad, it's just a certain level of vibration in your body that is kind of vibrating like a tuning fork. You hit it and it rings a certain note and you can see it vibrating. So imagine sad as a tuning fork of sad, and it gets hit and it vibrates a certain vibration. And so it's not scary or dangerous or anything to feel it. It's just happening. And when we want to pee from our eyes by crying, we just allow ourselves to do that. It just goes so much more smoothly when we acknowledge what we're feeling and allow it. And know that there's appropriate ways to do it, appropriate times and places to express our emotions. And that's true too. It's a balance. However, I do just want you to know that emotions are normal. We are going to feel them no matter what because we're human, and that's okay. So, a few tips. One, download an emotion wheel. You can go online to find one if you want a really simple one. I'll link to it in the show notes. And that's a really great way to start by noticing, becoming aware that you're having a feeling. Just saying, wow, I'm feeling something. Maybe saying where in your body you're feeling it. I'm feeling tight in my neck, or feel like I was hit in the gut. And then look at your emotion wheel and see if there's a name. See if you can figure out what feeling it is. And then just allow yourself to feel it. Be like, it's safe to feel this feeling. It's just a vibration in my body. And then that taking deep breaths always helps. I love breathing in to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. Feeling the feeling and breathing out, feeling the feeling. It usually only takes a few breaths, and I can feel that feeling dissipating and like flowing through my body. Sometimes feelings are swirling around, just like a thought might create a feeling. Sometimes we'll have a feeling that will create another feeling that will lead to another feeling. And we're spinning in this feeling spin, and it can feel like we're stuck in it. Again, being aware of it, naming it can help stop it. Sometimes even just saying, wow, I am spinning in emotions right now. Whew, and just feeling that and acknowledging it can help it to shift and slow down. The spinning will slow down. And I will be able to say, oh, the big one, kind of the big emotion in the middle of that spinning, whatever, is anger, or it's sadness, or it's lonely. For me, it's probably lonely. And then it just, again, helps it to move. Sometimes you need practice with this. Sometimes tapping, right? The butterfly tapping, which I talked about a few episodes back, while you're feeling it can help that to dissipate. And again, it's okay to feel it, and it's okay to acknowledge it, and it's okay to let it go. We don't have to stay stuck in our feelings. It usually does not serve us to stay stuck in a feeling. We're not meant to. The only exception to that would be grief. But to understand that grief takes a long time and it comes and goes in waves. I will say that feelings have a different vibration, like we talked about before, and some vibrate lower than others. So, for instance, I can feel shame, and that's a very low vibration, or I can feel love, and that's a very high vibration. And so, knowing again, anything along this continuum is normal. However, we don't want to stay stuck in those lower vibrations. And I will share a podcast episode where I talk about a vibrational chart and where different feelings fall in that chart. In the middle of that chart are 3 emotions. curiosity, courage, and neutrality. And when I was first a coach, I tried to get everybody up to the higher level vibrations like love and gratitude and forgiveness. And those are great. I love those. And sometimes we need to get to the middle first. It's okay. I call them the bridge to the higher vibrations. Curiosity, courage lead to neutrality. And when we get to neutrality about something, that allows us to then move up more easily. So I would say that that's a really good feeling to aim for. Curiosity about something, or courage to look at, is this belief something I want to keep, or is this a feeling that I want to keep? Or neutrality. And it's powerful. Once I recognized that, people were able to shift much more quickly out of those lower vibrations. So, just a tool that you can try today is being aware that you're feeling something. When you do feel something in your body, pause and ask, what emotion is under this? What feeling, emotional feeling is under this physical feeling? Because your body can help you be aware of that. And then name it. Use an emotion wheel to name it. And then breathe. Just allow it, accept it. And then if you want to shift it, you could ask yourself, what could help me get to neutral? And something will probably come into your mind. And you can try whatever that is. Maybe it's just moving your body, like going for a walk. Maybe it's talking to your friend about what happened. Maybe it's journaling. There's so many different things that it could be. Go back to the tool podcast episode I did a little bit ago, and there'll be some tools in there on how you can shift out of a lower vibration feeling into at least those middle ones, the trifecta of curiosity, courage, and neutrality. And then that's the bridge to those higher feelings as well. And of course, we're diving deeper into this in the self-love class. So for sure, come join us over in the classroom or on Instagram or Facebook if you want to see some more discussions about that, about feelings, about loving yourself more. I'd love to see you there. And please share this with anyone who you think might benefit. Thanks for listening today. I'm so excited for my upcoming Love Yourself More 21-day challenge. You can participate for free on Instagram at Power Up Your Prayers or in my Facebook group, Empower with Sheridan, from February 12th through March 4th. I'm also offering this Love Yourself More 21-day challenge as a class with extra bonuses, including visualizations, journaling prompts, and a group Zoom class to help you clear limiting beliefs and emotions so that you can better love yourself. The best part about signing up for the class is it will be there forever, and you can take longer than the 21 days if you need to, and always access the information, visualizations, etc. Visit SheridanRipley.com/Love Yourself More for information. I also have some packages I'm currently offering to support you more fully during this journey if you're interested.